Okay, so we're back out in the shed. Obviously, normally I'm working on tractors and stuff, but this here is my WB ute. Oh, sorry, it's a WB 1-tonner. It's an 81 model. It's 53 auto. It's nothing special, but it's a nice, cool old car that I like to cruise around in. But last time I took it out, which was a while ago now, it's been sitting, as you can probably see by the dust and the crap all sitting on the back of it. It's been sitting since it did a brake booster. So now I'm trying to get the brake booster off so that I can fix that and get it back on the road. And it's still registered and everything. I just haven't been driving it because it's got no brake booster. So I actually already started working on it yesterday. I got it sort of most of the way off. Anyone who's pulled a brake booster off one of these knows that the bolts are up behind the steering column, and if you don't pull the steering column out, it's a pain in the butt. So I've been doing that, and yeah, it is what it is. And now also it seems that the master cylinder itself is seized onto the brake booster. So I was hoping I could pull the master cylinder off without, the brake booster out without taking the master cylinder out, so I didn't have to bleed everything, but I think that's gone out the window. So master cylinder's going to come off, and we will have to re-bleed everything and whatnot. So let's have a closer look. So, gonna have a bit of a closer look now. I actually, it's my stupid fault. I was trying to bloody get this thing to come free, and I've damaged the actual reservoir. So it leaked a little bit of brake fluid. I have cleaned it up off the bits that matter as much as I can, which is the chassis and the inner guard. But yeah, so basically what we're going to do now is get all the brake lines off the master cylinder. The as you can see, the bolts are already undone off the master cylinder. One on the other side is too, but for some reason the alloy and the steel just don't like each other. I don't know how long it's been on there for. I've owned this car for nearly 10 years. It's only been on the road for nearly 2 years now since I finally got around to doing it, but obviously the master cylinder's never been off, so it's all decided to become one. So we'll undo those brake lines. I'll take the couple of nuts off the inside that are already loose, they just have to spin them off, and we'll take the whole lot out and put it on the bench. So there it is, got it out. That there is the 3 brake lines. That's one for the rear and one for each front. That's just how they do it. And then this here is the sensor that I believe that tells you if it's either out of brake fluid or something goes wrong with the brake. Anyway, that's a brake light that comes up on the dash and tells you something's wrong. So anyway, that's cool. So that's out. Now we're going to go over to the bench. Sorry, my place is an absolute disaster site at the moment. So here it is on the bench. As I said, they are joined as one here, which is not what we want. So I'm going to figure out exactly how it is I can get that apart, which may include a vise and a hammer, but we'll find out. Okay, so we're back on the 1-tonner. The last part of the video you would have watched was a couple of weeks ago. While I was hoping to rebuild the brake booster myself, sadly, that is more difficult than I thought it would be. According to the guys at the brake shop, there's no kits that are sold for them, and this particular style brake booster is not simple if you don't have the right tools and whatnot. So I ended up having to just send it away and get it rebuilt by the professionals, which took longer than I would have liked because apparently they had to wait for the powder coaters, and the powder coaters were slow. So anyway, it's what it is. It took a couple of weeks. So I got new brake booster, and I ended up with a new master cylinder because I damaged the reservoir in the old one. But this one, nice and new. The other one did look like it might have been leaking a bit. Once again, could have rebuilt it, but it would have required sleeving and all sorts of stuff, and it's actually cheaper to just replace it. According to the brake guy, these ones are not quite as good a quality as the originals, but he said there's really no issue with it, especially with the amount of driving I'm going to do. This is not a daily, so it'll just wear out a little bit quicker, which, you know, the car's already done a few 100,000 Ks, so I dare say I'm not going to put that on it in the next 10 years, so I'm not too concerned. All right, let's get to putting it on. So the brake booster's in, which is awesome, but it is not completely tightened down properly because I need... 2 of the bolts are in very difficult to get places. I will have to grab my 3/8 ratchet set from work. Most of my good tools are at work because they are much thinner and they will get into a tighter place. So that's the plan there. But for now, it's on in place. I will grab the master cylinder and start fitting that. Okay, I think that's all I'm going to be able to do tonight. As I was saying before, I need to get some tools from work so that I can tighten up the bolts for the booster. But I've got the master cylinder on with the hoses hooked up, the vacuum line that goes to the manifold, all that stuff. So that's all ready to go. I have actually filled it up with brake fluid. It might gravity bleed, but obviously I'll have to give it a proper bleed once I've got everything else sorted. I'll show you under here. Hopefully you'll be able to see why it's so difficult to get to the bolts. Where are we? So you can see that nut on the stud there. That's one of the 4. That's the actual shaft coming through to the brake pedal, the black rubber boot there. And then if you look in behind there above the steering column, there's another nut, and straight up above that, you can just see it there. There is another nut, and those 2 there, the bottom one I can touch fairly easily and I could probably get that tightened up. The top one's a real struggle, so I'm going to grab my 3/8 ratchet set from work with a couple of different extensions, and hopefully that will be easier to tighten up. As you can see, the wiring under here is not that great. That's what happens when a car's, 41 years old. I think it's an 81 model, so 41 years old. But one day I'll rewire it, I guess. But for now, it is what it is. So yeah, so I've got to tighten the L2 up. I've also got to, the pin is, I'll try and point to it. The pin is that one there. So it's got the eyelet off the booster onto it, but I need to put a split pin through it. The old split pin's here. I could probably reuse it, but it's got a big groove worn in it from over the years. I'd rather put a new one on it, which is fine. The washer's got to go on there as well. So yeah, that's where we're at. Come back next time with some more stuff, some more tools, and we'll finish it off. Alright, so here we are. We got the brake booster all fitted up and everything, and now out for a drive in the old girl. Seems to be running alright. I have actually lost my speedo, but I guess cars do funny things when they're parked for a period of time, but pretty happy with it. Just cruising down the highway now. Got to go pick up something for the missus, so I thought I'd bring this thing out. Alright, so here we are on a back road. See if we can be a little bit obnoxious. We'll see if you guys can hear how this old girl sounds. She's only a little 253, but it does sound good when you open it up. So, wind the window down, see what you can hear. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Obviously not a video I would normally do. Normally most of the stuff's on tractors, but I've got other toys in the shed that I do like to work on as well. So if you enjoyed it, like, subscribe, comment to let me know if you want to see more videos like that, and I will continue to do so. It's, you know, I enjoy working on a bit of everything. Tractors is obviously the main thing, but, you know, everything's got to have something done to it at some stage, and everything breaks. So yeah, like, subscribe, comment, let me know what you want me to do. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching.